It's Sunday, and that means a proportion of you woke up in bed with a stranger this morning. It happens, and a one-night stand can be an exhilarating and ego-boosting activity, even if you end up having to do a walk of shame. In 2017, we're a sex-positive bunch, so there's no actual shame here for having a cheeky one-nighter. It does mean, though, that you often meet some people who you might not be regular bedfellows with. Here are all the people you might encounter on your sexy travels. The drunken one: you wake up with a dry mouth in an unfamiliar bed. Your blood seems to be 80% rum and coke, and the last thing you remember was giving a jazz rendition of Wonderwall to your Uber driver. You have two options here. Get the hell out and leave a friendly thank you note, or have a laugh with last night's partner and make some solid jokes about your antics a few hours ago. I think the latter is a much friendlier way to go, but sometimes you just need to be alone with your terrible morning breath. The wildly inappropriate one: ever fallen into bed with someone you shouldn't have fallen into bed with? I think that's what Buzzcock sang, right? It could be your boss, your uncle's best mate, or the delivery person who you'll now have to see every time you get an ASOS parcel. Sometimes you just want the forbidden fruit, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is until you're taking a 40-minute detour to work so you don't have to walk past that barista you banged. If this happens to you, just hold your head high. Seeing someone's genitals and possibly having them in and around your mouth is a fact of life. Give them a look that says, "I know I was bloody good," and walk on by. The opposites attract one: they might be a hardcore leather-clad goth while you're more at home in a cashmere jumper from John Lewis. That doesn't matter, because you weren't wearing any clothes when you were at your best. In the real world you may never have got on, but put the pair of you in a bed, or in a train toilet, whatever works, and you are on fire. Just don't put on any music or talk about your hobbies and interests. Stick to shagging, and you are all set. The one you didn't want to be a one-night thing. One on the harsher side of one-night stands are the ones you hoped might turn out to be a little more. Since ghosting is now more common than any of us would have hoped, there's a nervous edge to sleeping with someone you actually want to see again. The vibe was right, you both decided to get down to it, then they go AWOL, never to be seen again. A tale as old as when Tinder was invented. You can't change anyone else's opinion, no matter how hard you may try, so just be safe in the knowledge that you enjoyed it at the time and no one owes anyone anything. The purely for gratification one: if you haven't had sex in a while, you often just need to let off some steam. And what better way to do that than with another consenting adult who wants to have great no-strings-attached sex? You're basically two rotting stags just getting rid of your pent-up frustration, and that's ideal one-nighter fodder. In this situation, a high five afterwards never goes amiss. Then shake hands, say good game, and enjoy that just shagged feeling. The one you already know. You might have been friends since you were in nappies, but what's the real harm in having sex just once? The best part of this dalliance is that it won't be awkward unless you make it awkward, and you're way too mature to do that. Afterwards, you can go back to being friends. But not like Chandler and Monica friends. More like Rachel and Joey. Just don't bring up that weird sound they do when they come at dinner parties. More slutty women don't end up single and alone. Actually, more 15 people reveal the worst thing someone has said to them during sex.